Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Running just a little late this morning due to postponements, cancellations, closings, all the things that Brent Apperson has been working on this morning, and he'll have another report for you shortly. But right now, let's find out what's happening at the Broken Bow and Burwell livestock barns. Storm took place probably early enough it won't affect the sales too awfully much, if at all. And I'm just wondering how much snow Drew got out at his place. Drew, how much snow did you get?
Which spot?
Yeah, I hear you, man. The wind kind of put it in different spots, didn't it?
Yeah, I could see last night there's no sense of firing up the old snow removal equipment just in a big hurry.
Yeah. Might want to, I don't know, they're talking about the winds going down this afternoon, Drew, and we can start maybe getting ourselves dug out a little bit. I don't know. I was thinking maybe 5 inches, 6 inches here in town. That's just a guess because it is kind of piled up everywhere.
No, yeah, all jokes aside, I think you guys got more in Broken Bow than we did in western Custer County. I know the further you go to the west, it sounds like it got a little lighter and lighter. And I talked to some of my customers from Bedford and Mullen and stuff. So.
Oh, good. Well, that means the sales will go on. Tell us about it.
Okay, so we had 3 big days last week. Back there in Broken Bow on Thursday, we had a special weigh-up auction. Ran through 1,200 head of those weigh-up cows. Give a recap there. High-yielding cows, $1.01 to $1.23. Middle frame type cows are 88 cents to $1.75. Poorer thin cows, 85 to 87. Had those heiferettes at $1.50 to $1.52.5, and bulls were 94 to $1.12 and a quarter. Back on Friday in Burwell, had a nice run of the feeder calves. Ran through about right at 4,000 head of those. Kind of give you a recap of what we got done there. In the heifer division, we had some black-white face heifers weighed 598, bring 253. Had some black-white face heifers weighed 665 at 239. Had some black-white face heifers weighed 693 at 224.5. Had some black heifers that weighed 601 at 273. Had some black heifers that weighed 648 at 258.5. Had some black heifers at $4.99 at $3. The steer division had some black white face steers 749 to 241.5. Had some black steers at 695 to 256.5. Had some black steers at 691 to 256.5. Had some red steers 718 at 247.5. And we had some black steers at 570 at 310.5. And had another set of black steers weighed 650 at 278. And that's kind of how we operated Friday in Burwell. Back yesterday in Broken Bow, had a nice run of those feeder calves. Didn't have a huge run due to the weather, but had a really nice run. A lot of good quality. Had a lot of buyer attendance, and had a lot of online activity yesterday. And I'll tell you how we got along there. In the heifer division yesterday in Broken Bow, we had fresh black heifers weighed 656 at 235. Had another set of fresh calves off the cows, heifers that were 756 at 205. Had a set of black heifers that were 642 at 237. Had some black white face heifers 625 at 250. Had some black heifers that weighed 577 at 254.75. In the steer division yesterday in Broken Bow, we had a set of black steers that were fresh off the cow, weighed 834 at 216. Had some black heifers that weighed 430 at 316. Had some black steers weighed 655 at 265. Had some black white face steers weighed 633 at 270 and a quarter. Had some black steers weighed 669 at 269. And had some black steers weighed 658 at 269. And had some black white face steers at 531 at 303 and a dime. That's how we operated this week. Back in Broken Bow and Burwell. This week, got a nice run of weigh-ups on Thursday there in Broken Bow. Expecting right around 800 head of those weigh-ups there coming in Thursday. And then Friday in Burwell, got another big feeder calf run, looking at about 3,500 to 4,200 head of feeder calves coming into Burwell. really outstanding run. Got a lot of those nice grass calves coming in there in Burwell on Friday. Also got some of the bigger, heavier feeders, and looks like that market's really picking up on those. Got any questions? Give me a call, 308-872-1105. I know we got a big bred cow special in Burwell a week from Friday. Got some really nice dispersions, some really nice home-raised ranch bred heifers on there. Got a little something for everybody on that sale. So like I said, give me a call, 308-872-1105. And while I got a minute, I would just like to thank all the staff and the help out back that helped yesterday. One of the best conditions to have a feeder calf sale, but they pulled it off without a hitch, and I just want to thank each and every one of those employees.
All right, Drew. Yeah, it's hard enough work without having to work in that kind of condition. I know you appreciate it. We appreciate your business. Thanks, Drew.
Thanks, guys.
7:39. Brent Apperson has his little pad ready to go, and he's been making a lot of changes because there's some decisions made out there that are a little different than what the decisions were earlier, which is pretty typical when you have 10 o'clock starts and so forth.
Yeah.
So here's Brent Apperson with the lowdown.
Okay, here we go. I just hit the refresh button. So hopefully we're up to date on this.
Okay.
Just a couple of minutes ago, we did get an email from Broken Bow Public Schools. They're closed now for today. So Broken Bow Public Schools now closed, no practices or evening activities. Also, it's been posted, and Myrna Public Schools are now closed for today. So Myrna is closed. All right, here's the rest of the announcements. Ansley Public Schools are closed. Arcadia closed. Arnold still showing a 10 o'clock start, no morning preschool. BD in Broken Bow planning to reopen at 9 o'clock today. Broken Bow Handy Bus will not run. Burwell Public Schools are closed today. Callaway Medical Clinic planning to open at 10 a.m. Callaway Public Schools are still showing a 10 o'clock start. Buses will run accordingly. No pre-K, no morning pre-K. Central Community College Learning Centers in Lexington and Ord are both closed. Citizens Bank and Trust Company in Loop City planning to open at 10. City of Broken Bow posting a snow emergency. That's in effect until Wednesday at noon. City of Cozad city offices will open at 10 a.m. this morning. Also, the City of Cozad has a snow emergency in effect until Wednesday morning. No parking overnight Tuesday downtown area, Cozad. Cozad Community Health System, their medical clinic, rehab services, outreach clinic, and home health will open at 10 a.m. No school at Cozad today. Cozad Community School is closed. Cozad Haymaker Grand Generation Center closed. Cozad Head Start closed. Custer Federal State Bank in Broken Bow will plan to open at 10 a.m. today. Dawson County Courthouse in Lexington opening at 10. ENT Physicians Clinic, Broken Bow, closed today. First Interstate Bank, Callaway, planning to open at 10. No school in Gothenburg. Gothenburg Public Schools are closed. Let's see, some other information. Jenny M. Melham Memorial Medical Center, the specialty clinics with Dr. Conley and Dr. Sipe, those are canceled for today. Litchfield Public Schools are closed. Loop City Schools are closed. Loop County Public Schools in Taylor are closed. Nebraska Plastics Incorporated in Cozad planning to start at 10 a.m. this morning. Nebraska State Bank, Broken Bow, and all area branches planning to open at 10 o'clock today. Ord Public Schools are closed today. Overton Schools are closed. Prairie Eye Care in Broken Bow planning to open at 10 a.m. The Quilting Shack in Broken Bow is closed today. Sandhills Public Schools in Dunning still showing a 10 o'clock start. Buses will run accordingly. Sargent Public Schools are closed. No school, no activities. SEM schools are closed today. School board meeting for SEM rescheduled for Monday, January 15th at 8 p.m. Thetford Public Schools showing a 10 o'clock start. And Trotter Feed Burwell planning to open at 10 o'clock today. So that's what I read. Let me hit refresh, and we'll see if anything changed in the 3+ minutes I was reading these. I don't think so. I think that's current and up-to-date as of the moment, anyway.
All right. All brought to you by Custer Public Power District, Ansley Lumber and Supply, Hunter's Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, and Fixed Right Auto Body, making these reports available to you here on the radio. We appreciate their sponsorship very much as well. Also, thank you to one of our friends out there who watches and listens to the show and says, I can't hear you very well. And we appreciate whenever there's problems like that, let us know. And Lori did, and now we're going well. We had some issues yesterday with a computer, and it all goes backwards when you do that. So things were turned down in here so that you could hear the person on the phone say, I don't really know what's causing this.
That's always good when that's the answer. I don't know.
So let me run this little program on it, and we'll see if we can fix it. And that's the same little program they've run it 2 or 3 times. So technology is wonderful when it works. But thank you for letting us know. If you folks out there are watching and listening and you can't hear very well, please do let us know like Lori did, and we'll get it fixed just as quickly as we can. So that's all good to go. Be careful digging yourself out today. There are some pretty good size drifts out there in different places. And as Drew mentioned, it's kind of spotty. You'll have some open areas, and then you'll have everything piled up. So take your time out there if you're using a shovel, and stop every once in a while and see if you're tired, because a lot of times you get to going and you don't really realize till you stop how much you've kind of worked yourself, sweat and maybe, breathing a little hard. If you're in top-notch shape, maybe that wouldn't be the case, but a lot of us aren't in top-notch shape. So shoveling is good exercise, but you don't want to overdo it.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here. You want to play the game? Do we have time to play the game?
Yeah, we can.
It's Tumbleweed Day, right?
You bet. Tumbleweed Day today. Chance to win a take and bake small casserole at the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow. All right, we're asking questions about King Tut's tomb because it was discovered 100 years ago in January 1924. So here we go. This relic was part of what was uncovered during the excavation of King Tut's tomb and is one of the most well-known works of art in the world. What is that relic? Is it his iron daggers, his chariot, his funeral mask, or his sandals?
Oh.
We're talking about King Tut's tomb. This relic was part of what was uncovered during the excavation of King Tut's tomb, and it is one of the most well-known works of art in the world. Was it iron daggers, his chariot, his funeral mask, or his sandals? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
My day starts right.
With Dave and Brent.
At the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow, Carmen and the staff know that they had a blessed 2023 because of you. They're wonderful customers. Change can be hard, but it can be fun as well. In the new year, swing by the Tumbleweed Cafe for express breakfast and lunch options, like delicious breakfast sandwiches, burritos, and cinnamon rolls in the drive-thru 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., Monday to Friday, and express lunch from 11 to 2. Don't forget take and bake casseroles, too. Happy New Year from the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
We have Buddy on the line. Good morning, Buddy.
Morning. It's cold.
It is cold. Are you in town already?
No, I waited until it's light to see what the road's like, so I'm just now pulling out of my driveway in Arcadia.
Well, that's a good idea. Wait until you can see a little bit better. I think that's a good
idea for everybody out there, Buddy. You might win a prize just for that. Let's see if you can win another one. Okay, all right, buddy. This relic was part of what was uncovered during the excavation of King Tut's tomb, one of the most well-known works of art in the world. Was it his iron daggers, his chariot, his funeral mask, or his sandals?
Funeral mask.
Yeah, you got it, my man. You got it. And because you've answered correctly, we've got a certificate that's going to get you one of those delicious take and bake small casseroles from the Tumbleweed Cafe. So come on out and see us when you can, and we'll get you your certificate for you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, drive careful, buddy.
Oh, well, thanks.
You bet. 7:48, here's Cody Jinks on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Bird seed, we have the Niger seed, thistle seed, safflower. I mean, you name it, we've got it. So
Okay.
come get that.
Set and ready to go. They're really, it's funny, you look out in a blizzard and they're out there holding on and eating because they need the energy.
Right?
Yeah. So you probably get to see some birds that you maybe don't often see when it gets a little bit cold like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do have like single digits and below zero coming up.
Yeah, so you'll probably see lots of them out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know how the human beings will get along with that. The birds will be fine probably if they have plenty to eat.
I'll be inside.
We can just look out the window, Katrina.
There we go.
All right. So what else you have on your mind today? What do you want to talk about?
Well, we got to talk about pre-registration for the Soil Health Conference again.
Yep.
That ends the 25th, and you can find it online at aeroseed.com. And you just click the link and you get more information about our speakers and the topics that we're going to discuss. And then, just register with your email and you'll get all the updates. And that's January 31st here in Broken Bow. And lots of speakers there. I know that Rich will be there. So all kinds of things with that. Another thing, tomorrow's Wednesday. I've lost track of my days. Tomorrow is January 10th, and that's the last date for prepay on some of our forages and our oats. You can still get a prepay discount after January 10th on alfalfa, but it does go down to 11% instead of 13%, and then so on. So just come in and check that out.
Okay. Back to the 31st. Kind of give an overview of what some of the subject matter will be in that event, if you would.
Okay, so on the Soil Health Conference, I know that Rich will be talking about some of his cover crops and the benefit that they have going back into the soil and the maintenance of the soil, keeping it have enough organic matter in it. I mean, you can go on for days about it, but
I'm sure you can.
What plants put nutrients back into the soil, what ones take out, rotations, all kinds of things. So,
All right. Well, as we talked about last time, more and more interest in that because it's just really good for the soil and it's really good for the producers to build their soil rather than keep using it all the time. And I think not everybody understands that anymore. It's just a matter of getting the methods down, right?
Yep, getting to know what to do and how to do it.
Yeah.
So you can accomplish that. Yeah, for sure.
And not only will you be building the soil up on top of the ground, you can have something for the cattle to graze and have a return that way as well.
Exactly, yeah. It, better soil will improve your tonnage and your, just more supply to your actual crop that you have. So.
Now refresh us because you went to school where again?
UNL.
And you...
I was in horticulture.
Yeah, right.
So not quite agronomy, but we had to take pretty much a lot of the same classes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's cool. I think a lot of us would like to know more about it. How did you get interested?
Well, actually, my mom and our pastor in Callaway, she'd always take me with her, and we'd spray thistles after my grandpa passed away. And so then I'd always ask questions. And then I helped start the FFA in North Platte, again, restart it, and I was on the officer team, and we had to be in 2 events. And so I chose horticulture and agronomy, and I did pretty good in them, and I liked it. And then I was like, maybe see if I like it. So I went to McCook for a year, and then I was like, I think I like it. Did an independent study, and that's how I kind of got into it, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
and a little piece at a time, and here you are, and now at Arrow Seed. So putting that schooling and knowledge to work for the customers, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty neat. Yeah,
I enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah. Good. You guys are open now. You're not changing your hours up or anything.
Yep, we were open yesterday and we're open today, and so benefits living pretty close to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can always call, so you can call us.
If they don't want to get out or come in, they can just give you a ring and get in on that deadline, right? Yeah,
deadline's a really good discount to have, and I know when you buy a lot of seed, that helps a lot.
Yeah. We apologize for our hair today. We have stocking cap hair.
Me too. It's okay.
Hey, going back to your conference one more time, I believe this is free.
Yes,
right?
Free.
But you do have to pre-register.
Yep. Right. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is free to anyone that wants to join. It's just a pre-registration, so we know like where to kind of send you if you want to go somewhere, like in the conference areas,
Sure.
and probably food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, know how many meals to make.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Well, we appreciate you making the trip out here and giving us the road report and letting us sing a little bit when you came in.
Oh, of course.
So is your fiance waiting out in the parking lot for you?
Uh-huh.
Is he? Oh, man, he should have come in.
Should have brought him in so we could meet him.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, bring him back. Do you think he will?
Probably not now. He's like, yeah, you can drive yourself.
I'm not going to. We probably ruined it for you, Katrina. Darn it.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
All right. Well, come back and see us.
I will. You
All right.
guys stay safe out there.
Yeah, there you go. Katrina with Arrow Seed and Broken Bow. They're open right now and be open their regular hours. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Large swaths of the country are getting hit with winter storms after heavy rain flooded out parts of Mobile, Alabama overnight, and violent winds caused widespread damage in Texas. Meteorologist Stephanie Abrams at the Weather Channel.
The whole system will push east as we go through the day. By this evening, the worst weather will be near the coast and down into central Florida. Wednesday, the sun returns with cooler temps.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken's meeting with Israeli leaders in Jerusalem, pushing for troop drawdowns in Gaza.
Talking about the relentless efforts that we're both making to bring people home, to bring people back.
About Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's secret hospitalization, CBS's Weijia Jiang.
According to a new memo, the Pentagon is looking into a timeline of events, an examination of the current process that determines if the secretary can perform functions, and recommendations to improve notifications.
Pentagon says Austin's on the mend. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, a state agency says a failure at a JBS wastewater facility sent millions of gallons of sewage away from the plant and into the Platte and Wood rivers. The Nebraska Department of Environment and Energy said in a press release that an aerobatic wastewater lagoon breached early Saturday morning. 4 million gallons of wastewater discharged from the lagoon. 2 million gallons left the property and went into a ditch that leads into the Wood River. By 3 p.m. Saturday, NDEE inspectors observed the wastewater in the Wood River, and on Sunday, inspectors observed the sewage in the Platte River some 15 miles from the JBS plant. NDEE says JBS stopped operations at 6:45 a.m. Saturday and notified the state at 8 a.m. The NDEE says JBS contacted a cleanup company on Sunday night, and 8 vacuum trucks were seen on site by state inspectors. Local 4 TV contacted JBS for comment, and they received a press release from them. NDEE is continuing to evaluate the situation and will provide more information when it becomes available. NDEE also continues to be in contact with the facility and has collected water samples from various points upstream and downstream of the discharge to quantify the impacts of the discharge.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In college football's national title game, Michigan beat Washington 34-13. The Wolverines rushed for 303 yards as a team. They had running backs Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards each go for over 100 yards and each score a pair of rushing touchdowns. Edwards had 41 and 46-yard touchdown runs in the first quarter. Corum had 2 fourth-quarter touchdown runs to seal the win. Washington star quarterback Michael Penix Jr. struggled. He was 27 of 51 passing, 255 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Michigan ends the year 15-0 and captures their first national title since 1997. Washington ends the year 14-1 with a 21-game winning streak coming to an end. NFL news, the Washington Commanders fired their head coach Ron Rivera. NBA news, Memphis Grizzlies star John Morant will undergo season-ending shoulder surgery after suffering an injury during training. And on the court, the Pacers knock off the top team in the NBA, the Celtics, 133-131.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A winter weather advisory continues until 9 a.m. today. Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 28. Northwesterly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Lows level off around 13. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. 2 to 4 inches of snow tomorrow through Thursday night. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Tom plows Runza's parking lot on Temperature Tuesdays.
Take that, Snowdrift. With great horsepower comes great responsibility.
Every Tuesday in January, the temp at 6 a.m. is the price you pay for an original Runza sandwich when you buy fries and a medium drink.
And every Tuesday, the drive-thru will be drivable.
Thanks, Tom. Not all heroes wear capes.
I'm wearing one.
I know. Runza makes it all better.
Runza's Temperature Tuesday reading is 0. That means your original Runza sandwich is free today when you purchase a fry and medium drink today only at Runza.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Volkswagen's welcoming artificial intelligence.
I love the morning show.
Wake up with us. We sound way better than this. KCNI KBBN Radio.
8:07. It is 16 degrees outside right now under a cloudy sky. Winds are out of the northwest, 15 to 25. Barometric pressure is falling. It's at 2980 currently. Humidity at 87%. High temperature yesterday, 29. That was at 7 o'clock yesterday morning. And then as the storm came through, the temperature fell. It was at 15 at 5 o'clock yesterday. And we actually warmed up overnight to 20 and then dropped back to 16 just before 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock this morning. So those are kind of weird numbers, but we did get up to 20 overnight. Sunrise at 8:04 today, sunset at 8:26. We estimate 5 to 6 inches of snowfall. 0.12 of an inch precipitation melted down from the snow. That gives us a total for the month of 1900s. And that's weather and news at 8 on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Brent, would you like to do some postponements and closings and cancellations?
Well, sure, Dave. Let me hit the refresh button.
Refresh?
All right, here we go. And Somerna Public Schools, closed. Ansley Schools, closed. Arcadia Schools, closed. Arnold Public Schools still showing 10 o'clock start, no morning preschool. BD in Broken Bow planning to reopen at 9 o'clock this morning. Broken Bow Handy Bus will not run today. Broken Bow Public Schools are now closed for today. Burwell Schools are closed. Callaway Medical Clinic planning to open at 10 o'clock today. Callaway Public Schools showing a 10 o'clock start. Buses will run accordingly. No AM pre-kindergarten. Central Community College Learning Centers in Lexington and Ord are both showing closed today. Citizens Bank and Trust Company in Loop City, they will plan to open at 10 o'clock today. City of Broken Bow in a snow emergency until Wednesday at noon. Also, City of Cozad posting a snow emergency in effect until Wednesday morning. No parking overnight Tuesday, downtown area Cozad. City of Cozad city offices will open at 10 o'clock today. Cozad Community Schools are closed today. Cozad Haymaker Grand Generation Center closed, no bus service. Cozad Head Start closed today. Custer Federal State Bank, Broken Bow, planning to open at 10 o'clock today. Dawson County Courthouse, planning to open at 10 o'clock this morning. ENT Physicians Clinic, Broken Bow, closed today. First Interstate Bank, Callaway Branch, planning to open at 10 o'clock. Gothenburg Public Schools are closed today. All activities and practices are canceled. Jenny M. Melham Memorial Medical Center, the specialty clinics with Dr. Conley and Dr. Sipe are canceled for today. Lexington Public Schools are closed today. Their school board meeting rescheduled for Monday, January 15th at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers. Litchfield Public Schools are closed today. Loop City schools are closed. Loop County Public Schools in Taylor are closed today. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency Broken Bow location will plan to open at noon today. Nebraska Plastics Incorporated in Cozad planning to open at 10 a.m. Nebraska State Bank Broken Bow and all area branches plan to open at 10 o'clock this morning. Ord Public Schools are closed today. Overton Public Schools are closed. Prairie Eye Care in Broken Bow planning to open at 10 o'clock. Quilting Shack in Broken Bow is closed today. Sandhills Public Schools in Dunning still showing a 10 o'clock start. Buses will run accordingly. Sargent Public Schools are closed today. SEM schools are closed. The school board meeting for SEM rescheduled to Monday, January 15th at 8 o'clock. Thetford Public Schools showing a 10 o'clock start today. And Trotter Feed in Burwell scheduled to open at 10 o'clock today.
All brought to you by Custer Public Power District, Ansley Lumber and Supply, Hunter's Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, and Fixed Right Auto Body, your sponsors of your postponements, cancellations, and closings on this. Is today Wednesday? No, today's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
On this Tuesday.
There you go.
I'm like Katrina. I don't know what day it is. We'll take a time out. We have a guest waiting to come in and talk to us about whatever they want to talk about here on the show, so stay tuned.
Geared for Sports in Broken Bow is all about gearing you up for sports, whether it's for participating or for cheering from the stands. They have it. Going on now is their semi-annual shoe sale. All regular price shoes are marked at 20% off. Head through their door on the west side of the square and take advantage of big savings. It's the semi-annual shoe sale at Geared for Sports. Open Monday to Friday 10 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 4. Get your gear at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow.
Would you like to make 2024 a rewarding year? Look no further. Apply for the Burning Bank credit card today so you can earn rewards on everyday purchases. Choose from our 4 credit card levels we offer and shop in-store or online, pay bills, travel locally or abroad, and earn rewards with every purchase. You can apply online at BurningBank.com or come in and see us at 803 South D Street in Broken Bow. Burning Bank. Build, grow, thrive in the new year. Burning Bank. Member FDIC.
Happy New Year from Barney Health Mart. Make your New Year's resolution to stay healthy or to feel better faster. Emergency Daily Immune Support Packets, $12.99. Hall's 30-count drops, $2.29. Vicks Vapor Rub ointments are $5.99. Centrum Silver Women 50-plus tablets in a 100-count are $11.99. Break the craving with Nicorette products. An in-store coupon will save you $8. Or try one of the many other nicotine products available at Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN Radio.
8:13. Jillian is here from Team Physical Therapy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. I have a note on our chat box what might fit right into what maybe you might want to talk about this morning. It's from one of our listeners, says, no ranchers will be closed today. All ice, they'll all be chopping ice, water hauling, and livestock feeding, and even some snow removal will go on as usual. Regular but long hours.
Well said.
Yeah, well said. So, with that thought in mind, we're not farmers and ranchers. We're certainly not going to do all of that hard work, but everybody out there is probably going to go out and try to move a little snow or a lot of snow with a shovel and with equipment and so forth. And I had not run a snowblower at all until the last few years, and I thought that would be really easy. It's actually a little harder work than you think it would be running the equipment itself. So there's going to be a lot of muscles and different things out there that are going to get exercise that sometimes don't, and I imagine that increases what you guys do.
For sure, yeah. We see a lot of back patients, and we just hope we don't see those balance patients falling. So, I mean, always put on, you want warm shoes, but a good pair of shoes. That's the first thing. Don't slip on the ice out there, and then, yeah, whether you doing the old-fashioned scoop in, I would, whenever I do it, I try and switch sides. So for a while I'll go right hand front, and the other while I'll go the other hand in front, or push it if it's too big of a pile. But and I personally haven't ran a snowblower, but we were blessed with one this year. Last year we had to do it all by hand. But
And did you have a driveway that filled up pretty good?
Yes.
I kind of remember,
faced
Derek.
to the north, and there's a pretty big hill up
Kind of
to
a tilt.
it.
Yeah. Derek was telling us about that.
If it's icy, we just get a slide right down, and if it's snowy, it just packs in there pretty good. So.
Yeah. Well, I think, I'm probably over-exaggerating a little bit, but even running equipment in snow, there's a little bit of work to it that you didn't expect. You try to maybe turn it when they're a little slow, so you maybe try to tug them over and do different things. And, we're just, unfortunately, these days, a lot of us just don't stay as active as we should. And then when something like this comes along, we think, well, we'll just go out and scoop some snow, or run a snowblower or whatever, and
it is a big workout. You don't realize, or you think, oh, it'll just be a little bit, but between the cold and your body having to deal with that, and it takes usually a little longer than you think. And I would just say, if you have a nice neighbor and you're not able to get out yourself, don't be shy to call them. Usually
they'll come over.
The younger ones will come over and help. And
I always try to help my neighbor. I know that.
Yeah, we're neighbors. Yeah, he helps all right, and then he sends me a bill for what he did. Yeah.
Well, I walked right into that.
Oh, you did. Hey, Jillian, if you would, share with us kind of what you do at Team Physical Therapy. We were talking before we came on the air. You go into the schools,
yes,
is that right?
So I'm primarily the pediatric physical therapist there. So I'd say 75-80% of my caseload is kiddos. And so, today's an easy day for me since the school is closed. But typically, so kids who are on IEP plans, so I'm not necessarily going in and seeing the sports kids. I'm going in and seeing those who are diagnosed with disabilities, or, we're working on their balance and coordination. They have troubles catching the ball or keeping up with their peers. Maybe they can't sit up in their chair very well, or I have some kids that are wheelchair bound that I help too, whether it's stretching and things like that, or just getting them up and trying to walk as best we can. So that's usually what my day looks like. And I serve the Broken Bow School, Ansley, and Anselmo Myrna. And then there's a couple other therapists that do other schools around here too. So, and then, so that's for the school-age kids. Before school, so when they're in that birth to like 3 years old, we go into their homes and we provide services. It's paid through the school, and so it's free to families. But if any families, sometimes those are kids who were just delayed, and they're not rolling over yet, or they have tightness in their neck that causes them to only be tilted one way. We see that with some of those fresh babies. So I work. My youngest patient is like 8 weeks old right now. And then I have a 94-year-old on my caseload too. So it really, my day is everywhere, but I like it that way. So yeah, and that 0 to 3 is, I really enjoy that time, just because I feel like it's so important to hit those milestones in the early ages, because then later on we don't see the coordination and balance problems as much if you can kind of catch it early. And we have some who are diagnosed with, again, big disabilities that it's going to be a lifelong. They're going to be on therapy for, probably their whole life, kind of giving them the resources and helping them through it. But some families I'll see for only 6 months, and then, we'll kind of be done with our session, and they always know where to find us. But, there's some of those good success stories too, where it isn't, you start therapy at this age and you think, oh, do I have to do this the rest of my life? And kids are sometimes like adults. There's days they don't want to do anything either. They don't feel like it. And so that's the creative part of my job too. I like to do it all through play, so they don't think, I don't have a list of exercises we're going to go do with this patient. It just doesn't work that way. I tried that at some point, but I've already learned that's not how it usually goes.
Well, that's really something that you are able to help those folks of all different ages. How'd you get interested in maybe zeroing in on that particular age group or the students and so forth?
Yeah, so I've always kind of grown up. I had a lot of young cousins, and I've always babysat. I would say from the time I was in 5th grade, my summer job was babysitting. So I've always loved kids. And then in school, they really don't teach us. We have like a semester that's a pediatric class. And I mean, they teach you a little bit, but nothing hands-on, and you don't get that much experience. But my clinical rotations, I got quite a bit of experience. One was at Children's Hospital in Omaha. And so I really got a lot of... That was a very good experience. Yeah, a lot of hands-on and things that I could apply to the populations out here, because a lot of these families, especially those with the rare disabilities, drive all the way to Omaha for their medical services. And so it was just nice to have those connections. I'm still connected with the physical therapists there. I can ask them questions and kind of go off of them. So I guess it just kind of fell into place, and I really did enjoy it. And when we were hired, team was looking for another pediatric therapist, and so it worked out. And
that's great. And of course, Derek is with
he
team
came
as
along
well,
with the ride.
Your husband, and you have one child now?
Yep, one on the way in May.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And your first child was a boy or
girl? Julia. Yep. She's
Julia.
about a year and a half.
Oh, that's a fun.
Yeah.
She
loves the snow. We really love the snow. And she will not admit she's cold, that she has to come in. We will play all day out there.
Well, I suppose in your profession, it's hard not to when you have a little one, like they're 6 months, they're 4 months, and in their mind where they should probably be at.
Mm-hmm.
You have to say, now wait a minute, I got to put my job aside. I can't be analyzing my child all the time.
Yeah, that's for sure. I definitely struggled with that a little bit. Or I would see another kid that's the same age, and I just had to remind myself, I can work with Julia all the time. Not that I was always doing therapy or trying to, but I would set up the play so that she would excel in the gross motor area for sure.
Yeah.
And
well, speaking of that, I would imagine that there's a need for that with parents who don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe they notice something is maybe behind a little bit in a certain area. I'm sure that you probably help the parents as much as you do the kids, right?
For sure, yeah, especially in that 0 to 3 area. It's a lot of education with the parents, because, I can come in once or twice a month and, or weekly, but that's not a lot. It's more of educating the parents. And I do feel like there's been a big shift. The milestones they've pushed the ages back for things, just because I feel like, I don't know, there's just, in my mind, we have more availability of equipment, and the market out there is just huge. You could Google a list of baby, jumpers, and there's a million out there on the market. But then you kind of have to decipher, is this actually good and beneficial for your kid? And my cousin was just asking me this weekend about that. Well, how long should they be in a jumper? When can I put them in there? And I don't know if she actually liked my answer, but I gave her what I felt. And I typically, my general rule of thumb is twice as much time on the floor as in any piece of equipment. So whether that's a bouncer, a stander, I don't know, the jumpers, there's a vest.
There's a swing.
There's swing, yes,
yeah.
yes.
And now this is kind of fits into this. I've always wondered about it because there's always a bond between the mom and the baby. I mean, that's natural, right? But there's also these... Emily Barnett, who worked here, she would wear one of those where you have the baby in a, how do you describe
this? Like a carry?
Yeah,
like
a sling of some sort,
yes.
yeah. And she would come here and do radio production, and the baby would be right there all the time.
Yeah.
And she did that with both, a couple of the kids. And I think that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also noticed that in some cases, that could become kind of a situation where they might be better off running around on the floor than being in that sling. Those have become kind of popular. Is that something you talk about?
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, it really depends on the kid's age.
Right.
If they're not mobile yet and on the floor, that's a great place where they can be, and that way, so it really is more natural. If you think back 50, 70 years ago, we didn't have all this fancy equipment. You held your baby, and your baby looked to see what was going on, and that, their necks didn't get tight in a position like if we put them in a swing or a bouncer. They just kind of hang out there a lot of times and watch you, and some kids are just content with it, and they're fine. But I really do encourage parents to get carriers like that if it is something where their baby doesn't like to just lay on the floor, and they'd be more comfortable by their mom and close, then that's a really good way to sometimes get something done with your hands while that baby is in a more natural position. So I do encourage those.
Now that kind of goes back in history, really, if you think about it, when earlier civilizations probably carried their kids in something like that way back. Probably were out in the fields working with the kids.
Right there.
Them. Yeah. That's pretty interesting. It's a great field you're in. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, and I think it'll always be changing too. Like everything else, there's more research coming out, and there's research that never was done before that we're finally coming up with, and that we can help educate parents. And I do feel like any expecting moms, if they ever have questions of what should I put on my registry, what's good for my baby, what's maybe not, what's worth the money, what's not, I love to answer those questions and just to help people through that, because there's so much on the market that you could get, but in my mind, first, it takes up space in your house. That's what I've learned from actually having a baby.
Right.
And then second, sometimes it's just not actually beneficial for your kid in the way that you think it might be marketed, but gross motor wise or cognitively, it just might not be exactly what.
There's always somebody out there to sell you something, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So you want to get the tools that will do the job.
Right. Yeah. And usually on the internet you can find something to back what you think is right too, which is
that's true. Even if you're sold something and it's not very good, you could probably go on the internet and it would tell you that it was, right?
Right. Unfortunately.
So talk to somebody like you. Can they just call the Team Physical Therapy and ask for you to return a call? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Or we could do a quick session where they come in and we can talk in person. I always would be willing to do that.
I would imagine there'd be lots of moms and dads out there that would just like to know at a particular age maybe what kind of area their child should be in as far as motor skills and all of those sorts of things. Because I think every parent worries about that a little bit.
For sure. And I would say, too, in my experience, like our pediatrician, she's great. I love her, but I don't feel like she asks that many questions about gross motor skills, because I'm ingrained in it every day, and I'm like, well, she didn't even ask if they're rolling over yet, or, like those specific, or they asked at like 8 months, is she rolling over? And I'm like, 3 months? So I just feel like sometimes, pediatricians are great resources. They're great referral sources. They catch usually the red flags. Like when we're really delayed, they'll catch those and refer them and get them started on services. But I do feel like there's that middle ground where, you're getting on the edge of getting to be delayed, but there's things you can do before it becomes more of an issue. So we have pamphlets too about those between 3 to 6 months, what you should be looking for and all of that. But
it's always fun to talk to parents, and Brent probably remembers when his girls were little, and you go, man, they're so close to crawling. They're up on all fours and they're rocking back and forth, but they just can't get that one leg out from underneath them. And then they want to go, And when it comes to walking, they start standing up at the coffee table and trying to get into things. And It's a lot of fun. The conversation itself would be a lot of fun to have with you. So
yeah, those are so fun. I love those stages. The getting going, and kids are so excited to explore, and that's where we feel once they start moving is when we find that their vocabulary really expands too. And so it's not just gross motor, and that's kind of cool about the 0 to 3. I work with a lot of speech pathologists and occupational therapists, and so we kind of all team together, and so I've learned a lot about the other disciplines that I wasn't necessarily formally educated in school about. But yeah, everything kind of blossoms, and once you get them taking that first step, you might regret it after a little while. I think as parents, we've all felt that, like, oh, would they just sit down again? But
got to put everything up on the high shelf and make sure they don't get into the plug-ins and all that stuff.
The worst is when you go to someone else's house who doesn't have kids, like Christmas. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you got to kind of stay with them. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Oh, what fun though. Oh, and to have your help, I'm sure people appreciate that. And most wonderful thing in the world is kids. So good work. Thanks for doing what you do.
Absolutely, I love it.
All right. The one thing though that you might remember, Brent, as a dad and as a parent, is that when they start picking up the speech part, when they get to moving around, they pick up a lot of things really quick that you don't want them to. So you have to be careful about what you're saying out loud, because they're going to repeat it, right?
I was just going to say, they're pretty good at repeating. Yeah. So
that's probably a good sign as far as them learning to speak properly, but puts a little pressure on the parent, doesn't it?
Yes, we love that parroting, but there's sometimes where we're like deep in that stage right now at our house, and I'm like, okay, you can watch that football game, but maybe don't use that vocabulary, Derek.
I got you.
I shouldn't put it all on him, but
no. Well, the dads probably bear a little more responsibility there. we forget ourselves sometimes, as you know.
And that's okay.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And as Team Physical Therapy, they're open today for their regular hours.
We're open. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You're open yesterday and today, so
all right.
Come see us. Our schedules are, my schedule's really open today, so
it might be a good time to talk about some of the things we talked about today.
That'd be great.
Thanks a lot. We'll take a time out with these words.
This is John Farley with Lashley Land and Recreational Brokers. And here we understand your land represents a lifetime of hard work, and the decision to sell does not come lightly. I'd be happy to provide a free, no obligation opinion of value to assist in your estate planning. Inventory is very low at the moment, so now may be the best time to get the highest dollar for your lifetime of land stewardship and sweat equity. Whatever your goal is, I'm here to help. Call me, John Farley, or check us out at lashleyland.com.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
And again, thank you to Jillian for coming in. Team Physical Therapy is open today, but there are some businesses, some schools, some different things that have adjusted their schedule, and we'll ask Brent to go through that, or I can help you, Brent. I can pull it up over here as well.
Here we go. Here's an update on what we got. I don't think really too much has changed.
Okay.
And some of our public schools are closed. Ansley schools are closed. Arcadia schools closed. Arnold is still showing a 10 o'clock start, no morning preschool. BD in Broken Bow planning to reopen at 9 o'clock today. Broken Bow Handy Bus will not run today. Broken Bow Public Schools are now closed for today. Burwell schools are closed. Callaway Medical Clinic planning to open at 10 o'clock today. Callaway Public Schools are still showing a 10 o'clock start. Buses will run accordingly. No AM pre-kindergarten. Central Community College Learning Centers in Lexington and Ord are both showing closed. Citizens Bank and Trust Company in Loop City, 10 o'clock open today. City of Broken Bow has declared a snow emergency until Wednesday at noon. Take note of that. If we have time, we'll give you a little more information on that here coming up. City of Cozad also in a snow emergency until Wednesday morning. No parking overnight Tuesday downtown area in Cozad. City of Cozad offices plan to open at 10 o'clock today. Cozad Community Health System, their medical clinic, rehab services, outreach clinic, and home health planning to open at 10. Cozad Community Schools are closed today. Cozad Haymaker Grand Generation Center closed, no bus service. Cozad Head Start closed today. Custer Federal State Bank in Broken Bow planning to open at 10 o'clock this morning. Dawson County Courthouse in Lexington will open at 10. ENT Physicians Clinic, Broken Bow, closed today. First Interstate Bank, Callaway Branch, planning to open at 10. Gothenburg Public Schools are closed today. Jenny M. Melham Memorial Medical Center, specialty clinics with Dr. Conley and Dr. Sipe are canceled for today. Lexington Public Schools are closed today. Litchfield Schools are closed. Loop City Schools are closed. Loop County Public Schools in Taylor are closed today. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency Broken Bow location will be opening up at noon today. Nebraska Plastics Incorporated Cozad planning to get started back up at 10 o'clock this morning. Nebraska State Bank, Broken Bow, and all area branches planning to open at 10 o'clock this morning. Ord Public Schools are closed today. Overton Schools are closed. Prairie Eye Care in Broken Bow planning to open at 10. Quilting Shack in Broken Bow is closed today. Sandhills Public Schools in Dunning still showing a 10 o'clock start. Buses will run accordingly. Sargent Public Schools are closed today. SEM schools are closed. Also, their school board meeting has been rescheduled, moved to Monday, January 15th at 8 p.m. Thetford Public Schools showing a 10 o'clock start, and Trotter Feed in Burwell showing that they will open at 10 o'clock today.
Thank you, Brent Apperson, for that, and thank you to our sponsors, Custer Public Power District, Ansley Lumber and Supply, Hunter's Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, and Fixed Right Auto Body for bringing you these reports. Birthdays today. Dave Matthews is celebrating a birthday. He is 57. And, of course, he's a Grammy-winning guitarist and vocalist for the Dave Matthews Band. Joan Baez. Oh, man, she has been such a class act for so many years. She's 83, singer-activist, folk singer, came out of the 60s, spent a lot of time back in the day with Bob Dylan, Bob Marley, and the Rolling Stones. And she has got a great style and still very active. I happened to see an interview with her a while back, and she's still very, very active. Doesn't perform publicly a lot anymore, but once in a while she does. And she's very, very good, as you know, Brent. I know you know because she's from the 60s.
I'm trying. There's a hit song that is in my head from Joan Baez. What is it? What was her biggest hit?
Well, she did Send in the Clowns, which was not really her.
Yeah, I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Would it be? Jimmy Page celebrating his birthday today here on The Breakfast Show. Farmers National, by the way, just to let us know, they're still having the Steffens land auction today at 1 p.m. in Sargent as scheduled. I've had a few calls on that, so they wanted you to know that Farmers National is still having, they will be having the Steffens land auction today at 1 p.m. in Sargent. Should be able to get around and take care of that today at 1 o'clock. A little bit later on today, we'll be visiting with Off-Broadway. And we'll do that via telephone today. We have a few other things we want to tell you about this morning. And Mark Stock will be in a little bit later on. But first, we have some very important information that just came in, some breaking news.
Oh.
Something I don't know whether I hope you're not interested in it because we don't want to lose you as a sportscaster and some of the other employees around here. We want to keep this team together, but this could break up other teams around the area, around the country as well. Job opportunities are out there, as you know, and this one probably will get right to the top of the list. Oscar Mayer is looking for full-time Wienermobile drivers.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Now, is this part-time or full-time?
It's a full-time job.
Oh, full-time. Wow.
If you have a driver's license and you don't mind the smell of mustard, it is a full-time job. And you need to be able to parallel park a 27-foot-long hot dog.
That takes me out of the running.
It's a full-time job, and you might want to apply because Oscar Mayer is hiring a dozen Wienermobile drivers. The contracts last 1 year, covers all your travel expenses, and pays you $43,000, but requires about 20,000 miles of driving this hot dog around the country. So you've got till the end of the month to apply. And that is an actual job opening if you want to have a little fun and drive a 27-foot hot dog around the country for $43,000, all travel expenses covered.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parallel parking thing, never been a real good master at that.
I haven't either.
And
we just don't do enough
parallel
of it around
parking
here.
That particular vehicle, wouldn't want to try it.
I'm with you. We don't parallel park a lot around in this part of the country. You go to, larger places and you go, oh man, that looks pretty small. I think I'll try another spot. So if you have a 27-foot hot dog, it could be a challenge.
Now, do these? Now, I should ask. You see the advertisements. Now they got the cars where you just punch a button, and it just parks.
I wonder about that.
Would you feel comfortable with that? To just punch a button and let it do its thing, or would you be a little bit worried about? Is it going to do it correctly? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. I wonder about that when I see the commercials because it does show a pretty nice-sized parking spot that they're being able to have the robot or whatever park it. I guess the good news is if you crunch the fender, you just say, well, wasn't me.
The car did it.
The car did it, so I'm not responsible.
Yeah, the car did it. I wasn't driving.
I don't think the situations we're going to have down the road is going to be quite interesting. You might have heard about the moon shot that a private company just launched a rocket here a while back to the moon, and on Monday had a problem. This is a private company. It was going to be the first private company to reach the moon, and first to land an American ship on the moon since the Apollo missions, but it's losing a lot of fuel, and so because of that can't point its solar panels towards the sun. So the lander is carrying 20 science experiments and cremated remains of Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry. And it was scheduled to touch down February 23rd, but they don't know whether it's going to get there. So Gene Roddenberry, who created Star Trek, may be floating around in space for eternity.
Oh, my.
Yeah, but this was a private company, space company, going to be the first to land an American ship on the moon since the Apollo missions, but that may or may not happen, and Roddenberry's remains may be floating around in space.
Well, boldly go where no one has gone before.
And Roddenberry just might. Coming up next, Mr. Mark Stock, Big Iron Auction Company.
Dave and Brent.
You two guys.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Well, hello, everybody. We've got a great lineup of livestock selling this week. Some extra fancy bred cows and AI bred heifers. If you're looking for black-hided, black whiteface, or red Angus cattle, be on the Big Iron website today at 1 o'clock. At 12 o'clock noon, you've got your chance to buy some feeder calves. There are some 750 to 850-pound feeder cattle that will sell today at noon on bigiron.com, and then the bred females and cows will sell this afternoon. We've also got a really nice lineup of machinery that will sell here coming up tomorrow, January the 10th, with over 1,160 items, and all represented once again by the owners. So if you are in the market, folks, for augers, for industrial flatbed trailers, if you're looking for hydraulic rear blades or 2-box seed tenders, if you are also in the market for some service pickups like a 2015 GMC Sierra 2500 heavy-duty 4x4 crew cab pickup, be on Big Iron's website tomorrow. We've got a great lineup of tillage equipment, haying equipment, chemical application equipment, day cab, semi-truck tractors. Here's a 1995 GMC C7000 top kick, a grain truck. It's a tandem axle truck with a steel box. There's Case IH power units. There's Berkeley pumps. There's a John Deere 6125M mechanical front tractor with a loader. There's a 2022 Kuhn Knight Vertical Max VSL 250 mixer feeder wagon selling on tomorrow's sale. In Jansen, Nebraska, there's a Challenger 660 four-wheel drive combine selling by Arcadia, Nebraska, folks. A Case IH Patriot 4420 cell-propelled sprayer will sell for Trotter Inc. They also have a Case IH FLX 4510 cell-propelled dry fertilizer spreader and an Ag Chem Terrigator selling. There's a 4520 cell-propelled dry fertilizer spreader selling for Trotter as well. Plus, they've got some aluminum grain trailers and an SPX 4410 Case IH cell-propelled sprayer. All this equipment located by Arcadia, Nebraska. By Ansley, Nebraska, there's some 2020 Minden machine helicopter saddle tanks selling. Folks, there's just an outstanding lineup of equipment selling to the highest bidder on bigiron.com, starting with livestock today, machinery tomorrow, and then we end up with some late model equipment selling in Illinois, folks, that has late model 2020 and 21 model John Deere tractors and combines. Go to the Big Iron website for all the information and watch the real estate side of the business as well, as we've got a lot of real estate that will be sold here in the next upcoming weeks. If you've got machinery, livestock, or land you would like to sell, it starts with a phone call, 1-800-937-3558.
1, 2, 3. How lucky can one man get?
Kurt Vile featuring John Prine. How lucky can one man get? Love that song. All right. What do you want to do, Brent? You want to do one before 9 o'clock or after 9 o'clock? I'm going to leave it up to you since your hair's kind of messy.
Are you talking announcements?
Yeah.
Let's do it after 9.
After
right
9.
after the news.
Okay, so that gives us time to talk about some other things.
Okay.
Let's see. One more time, we'll mention that Farmers National is still having the Steffens Land Auction today at 1 p.m. in Sargent. And Friday night at Sylvester's, and I want to get this name right, Zock, right?
I believe so.
Tim Zock takes the stage from 9 until 1. He is becoming very, very, very popular with his exceptional country music, and he's the guy that used to sit around and maybe sip a beer at your local tavern and maybe get up on open mic night, and everybody goes, wow, he's good. And now he's playing everywhere and killing it with his baritone smooth voice. The guy who entered the contest just for the heck of it, always won, and is now out on the road playing for everybody. You can see him and watch him perform his rockin' country style of music from 9 until 1 Friday night at Sylvester's at the quiet little place that rocks. Sylvester's, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
We have been announcing during our weather-related announcements that Broken Bow is in a snow emergency. I thought we would take time to just read the statement that was sent to us from Dave Schmidt with the city, and give you a little more information about what the snow emergency is all about. This is in effect until noon on Wednesday, tomorrow. During the hours the snow emergency is in effect, no vehicles may be parked on the city's affected emergency routes designated below. And here they are. They include 9th Avenue from North N Street south to Memorial Drive, 10th Avenue from North B Street north to North K Street, 5th Avenue from South N to Memorial Drive, Memorial Drive from the east city limits to the west city limits, 19th Avenue from Highway 2 to South G Street, and South G Street from South 19th Avenue to South 20th Avenue. Citizens are highly encouraged to limit travel until the inclement weather subsides and the streets are cleared. Your patience and cooperation will help the snow removal crews to complete their work in a more expedient and efficient manner.
2 minutes before news time, Nate Bell with Universal Insurance Agency, which is now a division of GTA Insurance Group, wants you to know that they have some newer faces in the office now. They've been there for a while, and they are still more than happy to have you come in and introduce yourself to them. They'd love to get to know you a little bit better. Stop in and see Jennifer Gibbons and Tina Hurt anytime during their office hours, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. As a matter of fact, both of those very nice people can help you with any insurance questions that you have. If you have questions, they'll be smiling when you walk in, and you'll keep coming back because they'll take care of you at Universal, located on South East Street in Broken Bow. You can contact them at 872-6438 or www.gtagroup.com.
Trotter Service in Arcadia is looking for a farm tire repair technician. Now, other duties would include oil changes, small tire repair, and pumping gas for customers. Now, you do need a CDL and clean driving record. Starting pay is $18 to $25 per hour based on experience. Benefits would include health and life insurance, 401k, cafeteria plan, and paid vacation. Experience would be great, but they are willing to train the right person. To apply, stop in or message them on Trotter Incorporated Facebook page, Indeed.com, or you can just call and talk to Jim or Tarina at 308-789-6200.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Stormy weather across large parts of the country today. Odyssey meteorologist Craig Allen.
This area of severe weather will continue along the southern sections of Alabama into Georgia and then work its way over towards the South Carolina coastline and Florida's east coast.
Heavy rain and flooding expected in the northeast. A new set of numbers showed 2023 was the hottest ever. Carla Buontempo with the Copernicus Climate Change Service.
2023 has been, by a large margin, the warmest year in our record that goes back to the 1940s. Not only that, in all likelihood, we have just been through the warmest year of our history.
Donald Trump's just arrived at court in Washington for a hearing on whether he's immune from prosecution for alleged election tampering. CBS's Scott McFarlane is there.
Whoever loses is going to appeal this likely to the U.S. Supreme Court, and that could endanger Trump's March 4th trial date.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Kevin Wyatt.
The winningest team in college football is back atop of the mountain.
JJ takes the snap, flips the ball to Roman Wilson after he takes a knee, and Michigan, the Wolverines, have won a national championship as the clock ticks down and Michigan completes a 15-0 national championship season here in Houston. Bet.
Call courtesy of the Wolverine Sports Network from Learfield as Michigan completely runs over the Washington Huskies 34-13. Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, each with over 100 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Michigan with 303 yards on the ground. Altogether, the Wolverines end the year 15-0, and they get their first national championship since 1997. It's the 12th overall title that school has claimed.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. A winter weather advisory continues until 9 a.m. today. Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 28. Northwesterly winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Lows level off around 13. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. 2 to 4 inches of snow tomorrow through Thursday night. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. But right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Volkswagen's welcoming artificial intelligence.
I don't know why the Volkswagen is at the end of the Google yourself down the line commercial, but if you do bad things and you're just a jerk in the world and you're a cheater and a liar, just have them put you down at the bottom of the Google. Everything will be fine. It's 13 degrees outside under a cloudy sky, winds northwest. Getting a little better out there. The winds are backing down a little bit, 10 to 15, sometimes still at 20. Barometric pressures 2980 and level. Humidity at 88%. High yesterday, 29 with an overnight low of 16, but we're at 13 right now, and you can tell when you walk outside. It's a little bit of a bite out there. So be sure and dress warmly. And wear good gloves, Brent, if you go out there when you go out there to scoot my walk later.
Yeah, you bet. And wear a stocking hat, even though it's going to mess up your hair.
Yeah, because that way, if you don't feel like taking a shower and washing your hair, you just go, I have no reason to do that. I'm going to wear a stocking cap.
Yeah.
Wear the stocking cap for about 3-4 days if you don't want to shower.
Amen to that. Hey, I want to clarify a little bit something on what I read earlier about Trotter Incorporated of Arcadia, Trotter Service in Arcadia, looking for a farm tire repair technician. Let me clarify. They are looking for someone with a CDL or clean driving record. Experience would be great, but they will train the right person.
Got you.
All right.
So got a good driving record. You can work on getting that CDL.
There you go.
All right. The Prairie Pioneer Center is open today, so let's take a look at their menu. And this is the 9th. So today they're having hamburger, hash brown casserole, peas, fruit, and bread at the Prairie Pioneer Center. As I mentioned, they're open and they're doing delivery as well. So give them a call at 872-6121, 872-6121 to get your meal lined up.
All right, let's go through your weather-related announcements. And really, I don't think anything has changed. I think everything pretty much has stayed the same from the last couple of times we've ran through these. We'll give the schools to you one more time, but I think probably everybody kind of knows what's going on there. And Somerville Public Schools are closed for today. Ansley schools are closed. Arcadia schools closed. Arnold Public Schools showing 10 o'clock start, no morning preschool. BD in Broken Bow, they've reopened. Plan to reopen at 9 a.m. So BD going again. Broken Bow Handy Bus will not run today. Broken Bow Public Schools are closed. Burwell Public Schools are closed. Callaway Medical Clinic planning to open at 10 o'clock this morning. Callaway Public Schools are showing a 10 o'clock start. Buses run accordingly. No AM pre-kindergarten. Central Community College Learning Centers in Lexington and Ord, both showing closed. Citizens Bank and Trust Company in Loop City showing a 10 o'clock open today. As we mentioned earlier, City of Broken Bow is in a snow emergency until Wednesday at noon. Also, the City of Cozad has issued a snow emergency until Wednesday morning. No parking overnight Tuesday, downtown area Cozad. City of Cozad offices will open at 10 o'clock this morning. Cozad Community Health System, their medical clinic, rehab services, outreach clinic, and home health will open at 10 a.m. Cozad Community Schools are closed today. Cozad Haymaker Grand Generation Center is closed. No bus service. Cozad Head Start closed today. Custer Federal State Bank in Broken Bow planning to open at 10 a.m. Dawson County Courthouse Lexington opening at 10. Dawson County Fair Office is closed. ENT Physicians Clinic in Broken Bow closed. First Interstate Bank Callaway Branch planning to open at 10 o'clock today. Gothenburg Public Schools are closed. Jenny M. Melham Memorial Medical Center, the specialty clinics with Dr. Conley and Dr. Sipe are canceled for today. Lexington Public Schools are closed today. Litchfield Public Schools are closed. Loop City Schools are closed. Loop County Public Schools in Taylor are closed. Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency Broken Bow location planning to open at noon today. Nebraska Plastics Incorporated Cozad planning to get back at it at 10 o'clock this morning. Nebraska State Bank, Broken Bow, and all area branches planning to open at 10 a.m. Ord Public Schools are closed today. Overton Schools are closed. Prairie Eye Care in Broken Bow planning to open at 10 this morning. Quilting Shack in Broken Bow is closed today. Sand Hills Public Schools in Dunning showing a 10 o'clock start. Buses will run accordingly. Sargent Public Schools are closed. SEM schools are closed. The SEM school board meeting has been rescheduled for Monday, January 15th at 8 o'clock. Thetford Public Schools showing a 10 o'clock start, and Trotter Feed in Burwell planning to open at 10.
Thank you, Brent, and thanks to our sponsors, which include Fixed Right Auto Body, Taylor Heating and Cooling, Hunter's Towing, Ansley Lumber and Supply, and Custer Public Power District.
Custer Public Power wants to remind their customers to stop, think, safety first when using space heaters during the winter months. Keep heaters at least 3 feet from things that can burn. Plug directly into the wall outlet. Do not use an extension cord, and place on a flat surface where it cannot be bumped or tipped over. Remember to keep pets and children away from the space heater. Make your new year a safe one. Happy New Year from Custer Public Power District.
When our cars and trucks hit that nasty patch of ice in the winter, there's not much we can do. You can control what you do with that damage, though. If it's a smash, crash, smack, ding, dent, scratch, or a tap, Fixed Right Auto Body and Broken Bow can help. we're winter weather's #1 enemy. Just call Fixed Right Auto Body in Broken Bow for a free estimate today. 872-6860. That's Fixed Right Auto Body at 872-6860.
Whether you need your motorcycle towed or your semi towed, Hunter's Towing has the equipment and know-how to get you off the side of the road. Save this number in your phone now. You never know when you'll need to call Hunter. 870-1983. That's 870-1983 for Hunter's Towing. He's ready to hit the road at any time to help you out of a jam. Based in Berwyn, serving Custer County and beyond. Hunter's Towing at 870-1983.
Tie downs, straps, hooking up the trailer, backing up the trailer, undoing the straps, unloading the trailer, parking the trailer. Then you get to start the project. We'll skip straight to getting to work with the help of Ansley Lumber and Supply with their offering of delivery. The only question is, what new hobby will you pick up with that spare time? From whole home packages to reliable brands of shingles, decking, windows, premium lumber, and more. Ansley Lumber, downtown Ansley.
Taylor Heating and Cooling, LLC, the guys you call when you're sweating and want to be chilly or shivering when you want to be warm. Based in Broken Bow, Taylor Heating and Cooling offers the area affordable service, repairs, and installation. Whether residential, commercial, or new construction, they welcome the opportunity to work for you. Give them a call and ask about their many services. 872-6196 or visit TaylorHeatingandCoolingBB.com.
912. Whoa.
Whoa.
I know a lot of the top-notch business people out there in the world use LinkedIn website. It's kind of known as a business site.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now there's going to be a little monkey business on it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They say you should never mix business with pleasure, but lots of singles have been doing just that on LinkedIn.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. The professional networking site is doubling as Booty Central these days, with people using it as a dating and hookup app instead of a place to find a job.
Oh.
In some ways, it's more honest than a dating site. The profile pictures are more realistic, and you can instantly tell if you have similar, goals. And best of all, you'll know if someone you're asking out can afford to pay for dinner.
Huh. Well.
So there you go.
Okay.
You LinkedIners out there, be careful. There might be somebody asking you out on a date. All right. I love this song from the Teskey Brothers. I hope you do too. It's called Oceans of Emotions in honor of LinkedIn.
When I first met you, baby, everything I
Oh, yeah. Teskey Brothers, brand new, called Oceans of Emotions. Sounds like Motown to yours truly, and hopefully to you as well. We could use some more of that kind of stuff. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of pretty good young lady is on the phone line with us. In fact, a real good young lady. In fact, an excellent lady. Really nice person. Felicia, Off-Broadway Apartments, is with us.
Okay, great.
She's unable to get in today, but she's able to get on the phone with us. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning. Yeah, I wouldn't miss it.
Oh, we're glad to have you along. Miss seeing you person to person, but I'm sure you'll be in. And it's probably a good thing, Felicia, because Brent and I have been wearing our stocking caps today, and you don't want to see what
bad hair day for us today, Felicia.
Bad.
Well, I'm going to have to see a picture of that now.
Well, it is available online, but I wouldn't go there. It's not going to do your mood any good when you look at this mess. So what's happening? I know that you're unable to get in today, and I imagine that Off-Broadway, they are being very, very careful right now with all of the cold bugs and different kinds of things going around. But can people still come and visit, or how are you working at right now?
Yeah, actually, we can have people come visit. We do just ask that when you come in the front door, we have masks hanging up, and we ask to wear a mask just to keep the residents safe and, keep the sickness at bay. Okay.
Makes sense. We don't want to pass it around amongst the family there at Off-Broadway. Can you wear stocking caps when you come in?
Yes, you can.
Okay. There's no rules on that. That's good. So let's talk a little bit about availability. I know you mentioned that you have a waiting list for 2-bedroom apartments, and you had some single-bedroom apartments available. Is that still the case?
Yes, that is still the case. And make sure our 2 bedrooms, we might be having one come up, and so we do have a waiting list, so that waiting list is going to be getting shorter. So if you are very interested in having a 2-bedroom, please call in and get put on that waiting list right away. That way you will be the first one notified when something is available when your name is up.
Well, that makes sense. Go ahead.
Yeah, and also we do have some 1-bedrooms available, and we do have some rooms available for now, but please call or email Jody and I to set up a time to take a tour. And the great thing about the tour that we're doing is if you come in, even if you decide not to have a room, to take one right away, we have a $25 gift card, and you can use it for gas or whatever you may need from the convenience store. We have one for either Pump and Pantry or Casey's. So that's really nice. So if you live kind of further away, we have a $25 gift card that you will get as soon as you leave the facility. And also, the great thing about the new year is Jody is feeling very festive, and we are still doing a nice promotion that if you call and talk to Jody, she will tell you what that huge surprise is if you come and move in before the beginning of next month. And, I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I mean, I'm talking about money off. So for your first month moving in. So it's really exciting, the things that we're doing.
That sounds very exciting and a great way to get started. And I know, Felicia, you've been working on actually getting out and meeting with people or making, a time available to maybe have some coffee and do some things like that where they don't even have to come and see you if you'll go see them, right?
Yeah, that's actually something I was going to talk about is I will be traveling out of town this month. I'm going to be doing some home visits. I will be in Arcadia. Well, I was hoping by the end of this week, depending on the weather, but definitely next week. And also, while I'm in town, I may stop at a cafe or I may stop at a convenience store, and I will be buying people's coffees and just being able to talk to you and give you my business card and kind of tell you about the place and maybe set up a time if you guys are interested in, being put on the waiting list or coming to take a tour. So the best thing about it is even if you're not interested at this time, being able to give you the information and have you on a list would be great. And then we have newsletters that we give out every month, and we would love to share those newsletters with you. That way you can see kind of what's going on in our facility, the events we have planned. So I'm really excited to get out of town and to do some home visits and to kind of see people and buy people some coffee.
That's a refreshing thing to hear, Lisa, with the world the way it is today. People think they can drop you a text or drop you an email and that's going to do the trick. There's still nothing like face-to-face conversations, and it's so good of you to go out and do that and buy somebody a cup of coffee and see if there's any interest there. That's really nice to hear, and I kind of have a feeling we know each other pretty well, but I think I know from your personality when you're here, you really enjoy going out and just chatting with some folks out there.
Yes, I love people, and that's another thing I was going to kind of talk about. If somebody just wants to, have some lunch with me, I would love to meet up with you and have some lunch, buy you some lunch, and, talk about maybe some of the possibilities that, may arise in your life, and, just being able to show you and make you feel more comfortable about, the process and, let you come see it and check it out. I mean, so if you want to have lunch with me, give us a call, and I will be there. I will meet up with you. I do have a lunch date coming up, so I'm really excited about that as well.
Okay. And again, in this world we live in today, sometimes there's misinformation out there about things, and I'm sure once in a while you get asked a question from somebody that says, well, I heard that insurance will or won't work, or some of those things that you can clarify. If they have any questions about it, they're going to get it straight from you, and then they'll know exactly what the guidelines are, right? Exactly. Yes, I will. I'm here to answer your questions and to put you at ease at all the difficult questions. And, a lot of people, and maybe it's their family that they're thinking of moving in. And so, we have testimonies from people who live there, and, anything I can do to make them feel more at ease and to answer those questions, whether it comes to, insurance or, veterans, what kind of stuff do we provide for them. So, yeah, I'm really excited to be able to get out more and to meet up with people, and it seems like the ball's rolling a little bit faster, and I'm really, really excited about it. All right. And if they are sparked a little by our conversation today, do they just call off Broadway and they'll get you guys connected, or how does that work? Yes, they can either walk in. You can come and walk into the facility, or you can call us at 308-872-2522. And Danielle will be the one that normally answers, and she can either get you to Jody or myself, and we will be there to answer questions or to set up a time to meet up with you. All right. And you guys are pretty good about keeping up your Facebook page, I believe, as well. Yes. And this month, our giveaway, our January giveaway, is for a 6-month-long gym membership. Everybody likes to, start their new year with, maybe eating better or stopping bad habits. So we thought this would be a great way to help somebody try to succeed if they were wanting to be a lot more healthy this year. And the Wellness Center here in Broken Bow is phenomenal. I actually got myself a gym membership, so I'm really excited about that. And all you have to do is go to Facebook, like, share, and comment for a chance to win. You can also get your name in the drawing each time you like, share, and comment. So the more times you like, share, and comment, the better chance you have at winning, because your name will be in there several times. So don't be afraid to do that. Also, something I want to stress is we will never ask you for your credit card information. We did have some people that were trying to scam people. It took our picture and it said winner, off-Broadway winner, and that was not us. So if you ever get something that says you're a winner, put in this credit card information, please don't hesitate to call off Broadway and to double check, because we will always write, we will edit
what we put out at the top and say who the winner is, and then we will contact the winner individually as well. And we will never ask you for your credit card to give you a free gift. So please, please, please don't ever fall for that. And, we don't want to have to get rid of trying to do this Facebook thing because of that. So I just really want to stress, do not ever think we'll ask you for any of your credit card information.
Well, that's very understandable, and we hope that people will follow your suggestion there. It's also not a very good idea, period. So, that's just something that maybe you kind of want to refrain from doing anyway, but we hope that people will cooperate with you. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up, Felicia, that we didn't talk to you about?
Yeah, actually, the only thing we haven't talked about was right now we are looking for a part-time cook and a part-time server, but I do want to say that it could be full-time for the right candidate. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to, try that out because it's only part-time, know that if you're needing full-time, we're willing to work with you. Also, we do need a part-time RN consultant, and we also need a nighttime medication aid full-time, and that comes with benefits, and our benefits are really good. And so if you want to call the facility and talk to Jody about what those benefits are, or, maybe come fill out an application, or if you know somebody that you think would be great for, the residents that would be just add to our big family in a right way, please call us or come fill out an application.
All right. Sounds great. A nice report. You did really well on the telephone, I think.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Well, come and see us when you can, and you can wear a stocking cap here, too, if you like.
Okay, I'll be there next week with my stocking cap on.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. All right, Felicia, at Off-Broadway, all kinds of ways that you can sit down and visit about maybe down the road, maybe a year from now, maybe 6 months from now, maybe right away, moving in and taking advantage of living in a wonderful facility. And right now, you wouldn't be worrying about the snow at all.
Yep, wouldn't have to go scoop anything.
Nope, wouldn't worry about maybe the gutters falling off because they're full of snow or ice. Those things will go away. And so you might talk and see how that fits into your situation, into your budget, what could be for you or someone in your family. I could see you driving a hot dog, an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
The Oscar Mayer Mobile.
Yeah, the Wienermobile. I could see you doing that.
Could you now?
You could practice getting that baby lined up and diagonally, parallel parking.
My big question on this job opportunity that you shared earlier in the show, driving the Oscar Mayer Mobile, when you drive it, do you have to be in costume?
Oh, I don't know. I hope not.
I hope not
At least
either.
until you get there.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. Another job opportunity we want to tell you about is the Custer County Ag Society. It's actually not a job opportunity. It's a opportunity for construction folks out there to help out the Ag Society by submitting design-build bids. They're looking for a contractor to design and build an open-air livestock pole barn with housing about 120 head, maybe even up to 150 head of 4-H and FFA beef show animals on the fairgrounds. Now, your sealed bid should be mailed to the Custer County Ag Society, Post Office Box 142, Broken Bow, Nebraska 68822, or emailed to Custer County NE Fairgrounds at gmail.com. They're asking that the sealed bids be in by 5 p.m. on January 19th. That is the due date. That's at 5 p.m. on January 19th, 2024. These details are posted under the Employment tab on sandhillsexpress.com.
All right. The Quilting Shack in Broken Bow reminds you that they're also the Cleaning Shack right there in Broken Bow to help with your dry cleaning. Cleaning Shack located inside the Quilting Shack on East Highway 2. They remind you that drop-off deadline for dry cleaning is Wednesday by 11:30 to have it back the following Wednesday by 4. Now, we do emphasize, we were informed today that the Quilting Shack in Broken Bow is closed today because of the weather, so please take note of that. They have a huge selection of material and sewing options, and if you need advice on your project, the staff loves to help you out. Also, the Quilting Shack reminds you they've got craft kits for kids, great for these snowy, wintry days that we've had to start the week. Shop at the Quilting Shack in Broken Bow, East Highway 2. Hours are Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 5:30, and open Saturdays 11 to 4. You'll find them East Highway 2, Broken Bow. But again, we do emphasize that we were informed that the Quilting Shack, because of the weather and road conditions, is closed today.
Thank you, Brent. Red Cross is saying blood supply is dangerously low right now. Roll up your sleeves and donate if you can. The Red Cross says the blood supply is at such low levels, they're declaring a national emergency. The number of donors is at a 20-year low, with a loss of about 30,000 since the pandemic. While all types of blood donations are needed, type O are most in demand, and there's an incentive for you as well there. If you haven't already heard, they really are in a tough situation right now, so donate blood this month, and you just may win some Super Bowl tickets. And there is a blood drive tomorrow in Loop City at the Community Center from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. So consider making your blood donation there tomorrow. I'm not sure you shouldn't just do the stocking cap thing, because it doesn't really look like you have any goop in there. I think you didn't even goop up today. I think that
I've never put goop in my hair. I've told you this 1,000 times. I do use hairspray. I don't consider that goop.
Well, I think technically that's goop.
Well, I don't know. To me, goop is the stuff that you put on your fingers and then slick your hair back with. I don't use any of that.
No, it's just an additive you put in your hair. And
I did spray my hair this morning, I'll just tell you.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Well, that stocking cap took care of that.
Yeah, I did. Now the inside of my stocking cap is kind of sticky, but who cares? Hey, the Nebraska Department of Transportation has an exceptional opportunity for a highway maintenance worker to join their team in Ansley and Broken Bow. At the Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. They provide training and career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a comprehensive benefits package that includes a matching retirement contribution. To apply, you need to go to this website because an online state application must be completed. So go to statejobs.nebraska.gov to apply. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer.
I only talk to God when I need a favor, and I
Save money. There's only one answer. Source it. Learn more at sound.ag.
9:39.
Do I see the sun shining through the window?
It's getting bright out
there.
Yeah.
Man, that is wonderful to see.
That looks good. That looks good. I was embarrassed a moment ago. Jeremy was in here. He's asking for advice about closings.
Yeah, updating closings.
I thought he was talking about, he was asking for advice on, he said, updating clothing. I thought he was talking about, he wanted our opinion on whether he was up to date on clothing. And I really felt like we were honored to be asked if we liked his plaid shirt, but it turned out to be closings.
Yes.
Nebraska Owners Insurance is located in the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce building on the east side of the square at 424 South 8th. They're in Suite 1, and their phone number is the same as it's always been here in Broken Bow, 872-6996. You're going to find one of the nicest young ladies in the world inside of that office. Allison will be there, and I think she's going to be there at noon today, if I remember right, the announcement you made. So anytime, stop in. Allison will be there to help you out, and that number again is 872-6996. If you didn't get your marketplace insurance updated or started by the December 15th deadline, there's still some time, but not a lot. January 15th is the deadline for a February start date. So stop in and see them about that. If you have an HSA plan with your coverage that you can contribute to this year, you still have time to set that up. So don't forget to take advantage of their knowledge and their preventative wellness visits that are covered by 100% by your insurance. So there's a lot of different things that you can talk to them about. Chip and Allison are available for home, auto, farm, and commercial quotes. And again, the Broken Bow office located in the Chamber of Commerce building on the east side of the square. Over in Callaway, a lot of times Liana will be around there working hard, doing paperwork, doing all the things that have to be done after the policy is agreed upon. And her phone number over there at Callaway is 836-2201, right on Main Street. There's also a new North Platte location at 303 South Jeffers in North Platte as well. Liana, Allison, and Chip, take care of you.
All right. As you mentioned, Jeremy is updating the weather-related announcements. I assume those will run top of the hour on our radio stations, but we have had a couple come in that we haven't mentioned yet, so I'm going to mention those now. Mid-Plains Community College Broken Bow campus is now closed today, and the Broken Bow Post Office informed us that no mail was able to arrive today because of the weather and road conditions, so no mail delivery from the Broken Bow Post Office today. And I think those were the last two that came in. Kristen, if you're listening out there and there's something else I should say, let me know. But I think that kind of gets you caught up to date with everything else that we've been mentioning through the morning.
First time I've ever seen this happen.
Oh, okay. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's okay with me. It doesn't bother me. But on the Facebook live feed and YouTube feed of the breakfast show where you and I are pictured, or live video.
Oh, wow. You're stuck.
I'm frozen.
Dave has been frozen in time.
But Brent's still
going.
But
I'm still talking and waving to the camera, and I'm live, but Dave is frozen. That's funny.
I've never seen that before.
At least it's a good look on you, kind of a profile. Kind of caught you in your profile there.
Yeah. I don't know what good is. I'll tell you what good is a warm room in your house.
Yes.
And if your feet are getting cold, or you got to wear a stocking cap while you're watching the football game, or your favorite TV series or movie, well, then you might be a little low on insulation in your home. Or sometimes out in the shop, if you have an attic in your shop and you're really not very comfortable in your shop, whether you're doing woodworking or maybe some mechanic work or on LinkedIn looking for girlfriends.
What?
You want to be comfortable. Or boyfriends, I guess, if you're...
Yeah.
Anyway, insulation is available for sale in large quantities at Ansley Lumber and Supply, Ansley, America, right on Main Street. And if you buy the insulation, you can borrow their enclosed trailer where you can haul the insulation, and the blower is inside of this trailer. And you just pull up to your house and you just go up there and blow it right in. Works really good. It's ultra quiet and easy to use, by the way. You can even look on LinkedIn while you're blowing in the insulation. Number to call is 308-935-1815. 308-935-1815. Main Street, Ansley. Stop and see them. And they have pole barns and different sheds that they can design for you. They can design a remodel. They can help you build a new home. They've got it all. Fencing supplies, tanks. They're a hardware store as well. It's all right there on Main Street. Check them out. They might be on LinkedIn.
You're amazing. You are the only person that I know of in the radio world that could somehow, well, dare I say, link what's happening on LinkedIn to a live read for Ansley Lumber and Supply blow-in insulation. You're amazing.
Well,
I don't know how in the world you somehow incorporated those two things.
I just know particular people that use LinkedIn, and I don't know if they're looking for a date or not. But I kind of think they might be.
Yeah. All right. Here's some more job opportunities for you before we go. All of these are through Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership. And this one is they're looking for a WIC immunization nurse in Loop City. Now, this is a part-time, flexible 20-hour per week position with a starting wage dependent on qualifications. For this, obviously, you must have an active RN, LPN, or RD license. You would be traveling and providing assistance to clients and WIC clinics, and you would be administering vaccinations to participants in the immunization program. Also, CNCAP is looking for an individual to work as a center assistant in their Ord, Burwell, and Broken Bow locations. Now, this is a full-time position, 40-hour per week, with a starting wage of $14 per hour. You would be assisting where needed in the classroom, depending on location, and helping the teacher and staff with activities, documenting, and cleaning. Finally, CNCAP also looking for someone to work as an early childhood programs interpreter. Now, this could be a part-time or full-time position, depending on the program needs. You must have the ability to speak, read, and write fluently in both Spanish and English. You would be providing translation for families and children ages birth to 5, and traveling to the different locations as needed to provide translation services. With each of these positions, a very good full-time benefits package is included. So if you would like more information, contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780, extension 105. You can also apply online by going to centralnebraskacap.com.
Thank you, Brent. I kind of like this frozen side of.
Yeah, you like the look. You like the look that they captured you in.
Well, not necessarily, no, but like if I forget.
Well, now you can pick your nose, and nobody will even know.
Exactly. That's where I was headed. I can, take my glasses off, rub my eyes, do whatever I wanted. Blow my nose, hack and cough. You can't even see it.
No.
I just turned the microphone off. Steve Hornickel. Excuse me, Steve. A little frog in my throat there. Good morning from Steve. Very glad the snow didn't pile up as predicted here in South Central Valley County. Well, that's good to hear, Steve, and always good to hear from you. I wonder if they froze me like if Google froze me. Because you know how the Facebook people, if we play a song, they'll say it's illegal and they won't let us show it, post it. They'll take it off, punish us.
Yeah.
For being bad and playing a song on Facebook because they don't want to pay royalties.
Yeah.
And I was kind of bad-mouthing Google earlier.
Yeah.
Because I don't like that commercial where you can be a complete jerk, liar, cheat.
Yeah.
And what way you solve that is if somebody posts that you are that, you just pay money and have it moved down or don't show up.
Yeah.
I wonder if Google froze me.
I don't know. Could be. It really is weird that you're frozen and I'm not on the Facebook live feed.
Yeah.
I have to admit, yeah, that's interesting to me.
I think Big Daddy's watching, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Do we have everything done?
I think so.
As far as we know.
Yeah, I think all the business, has been taken care of. Postponements, cancellations, weather-related announcements, watch sandhillsexpress.com. Weather tab. Click on closings.
And Jeremy's working on updating our radio reports as well, centered around those postponements and cancellations. And again, a big thank you to Custer Public Power and Ansley Lumber and Supply, Hunter's Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, and Fixed Right Auto Body for making time available to put these announcements on the radio. I'm thinking since LinkedIn is now going to be kind of a dating service, I'd like to play this song and dedicate it to that.
Okay.
It's called More Than Friends.
And